There's even a presidential candidate na nag-cocaine, mga anak ng mga mayaman. Kaya ako nagtaka ako, anong nagawa yung tao niya? I'm just asking, what contribution has he made para sa Pilipinas? Yan lang, gusto ko lang tanongin ng ano. Hindi naman sabang, bakit ang Pilipino parang lukong-luko na supportin. Magtanong lang ako sa inyo, ano ang ginawa niyan? Nagdadruga yan ng cocaine ang tirada niya. Itong anak ng mga mayaman, lahat dito sa Manila, pati sa Davao. Isang grupo yan. Tirada niya ng cocaine. I am not, hindi ako nag-iintriga. Bahala kayo. Find out. Diyan silang yung mga mayaman. At hindi mahuli-huli. O minsan, kung gusto nila, magsakay sila sa aeroplano nila, sino huli sa kanila? But I am just not really a warning. Bahala kayo. Bahala kayo kung anong gusto ninyo na tao. Inyo yan. Ang akin lang, pagdating ng panahon, basta sinabi ko sa inyo, and he is a very weak leader, ang karakter, except for the name. Pero ang tatay, pero siya, anong ginawa niya?
President Duterte claims a cocaine user is among the presidential candidates for next year's elections. The clue? This presidentiable comes from a wealthy family whose family name is known for its patriarch. Bongbong Marcos gets an extension to answer the petition to cancel his COC, much to the surprise of the petitioners, as this has never happened before. Presidential candidates reveal their economic plans for their first 100 days if elected president. But the presidentiable, who's been leading the surveys, skipped the event. A woman claiming to be the lawful wife of former broadcaster Raffy Tulfo files a petition to cancel his COC for senator. And the cast of the Harry Potter series reunite to relive their adventures in the wizarding world. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. It seems a high-profile drug user has evaded Duterte's bloody war on drugs and is now vying for next year's presidential elections. Patricia Mangune with the details.
During his visit to Calapan City, Oriental Mindoro, President Rodrigo Duterte once again endorsed his former aide Senator Bongo for president in 2022. He later criticized another presidential candidate who he claims to be using illegal drugs, specifically cocaine. He didn't drop any names, but Duterte hinted it was a person from a wealthy family and has gathered wide support from the masses.
I will not make it clear now. There's even a presidential candidate na nag-cocaine. Yung mga mayaman sa Davao, ari ng lahat ng banana, ang distribution, yung nagsuside yung ano. Kaya ako nagtaka ako, anong nagawa yung tao niya? Bakit ang Pilipino parang lukong-luko na supportin.
The president gave another clue that it's only this person's father who made significant contributions to the nation. But Duterte said he'll let the people decide.
Pagdating ng panahon, basta sinabi ko sa inyo. And he is a very weak leader, ang karakter niya. Except for the name. Pero ang tatay, pero siya, anong ginawa niya? He may twin hands down. Okay. If that is what the Filipino wants, go ahead. Basta alam ninyo. Yan droga na yan. Pero pag ako ang umabot dyan sa iyo, pasensya tayo.
Duterte meanwhile explained he's running for senator to correct wrong practices in the upper house. He said he observed how the Blue Ribbon Committee senators disrespectfully questioned witnesses during the probe against Farmally. He added this is why he barred his cabinet members from attending the hearings.
Kung magsalita ito silang Gordon, parang dirilon. Kasi na bright sila na pinuputol. Hindi talaga nakakasagot. Walang sagot, so walang totoong lalabas. If that is the way how you conduct your inquiry or investigation, and your behavior is you want to talk kaya ni ayaw mapatalo yan si Gordon eh. You want to monopolize the time with your maybe your smartness, marunong ka, and you are articulate, okay lang yan. Pero yung bastusin mo, laduke, nakatestify na kasi, inaalaw ko. Pero yung iba, paupuin mo ng ilang araw, tapos walang nangyari. Binabastos mo yung tao. Kaya ako tatakbo. Kaya ako pag sabihin ko sila na, there are rules in the Congress, but there are fundamental laws. Kaya ng taga-gobyerno, sabi, hindi nila pasagutin. Then at the end, yung theory nila, yun ang masunod.
For News 5, Patricia Manguning, we are One News.
COMELEC has given the camp of Bongbong Marcos an extra 5 days to answer the petition to cancel his COC. For the record, this has never happened before for any candidate. The man behind the motion is none other than the Solicitor General during his father's martial rule. Dale De Vera with a report.
Presidential aspirant Bongbong Marcos Jr. has been given extra 5 days to respond to a petition to cancel his certificate of candidacy. The second division of the Commission on Elections handed down the order.
Nakalagay. So from November 16 or until November 22. Kasi nga, I think the 21st falls on a Sunday. So you have to file it the next working day.
Marcos Jr.'s camp received the notice on November 11. According to COMELEC rules, respondents have 5 days to answer. So how did Marcos obtain an extension? The man who made the motion to extend is his new legal counsel, Estelito Mendoza. Mendoza is the Solicitor General of Marcos Sr. during martial law. In his motion, he said he was only hired November 15, a day before the deadline. He said he was constrained to ask for an extension to prepare an adequate response. The petitioner's counsel, former Supreme Court spokesperson Ted Tess said the COMELEC is flouting its own rules by granting the extension, but the Marcos spokesperson believes otherwise.
He knows that. He knows that. A lot of things of similar nature are happening and happened in the Supreme Court even during his time.
A total of 4 petitions have been filed before the Commission on Elections to block Marcos's presidential run. 2 petitions sought to cancel his candidacy, one to declare him as nuisance, and another seeking to disqualify him. The first petition was filed on the back of Marcos's previous conviction over a tax case. In a statement, Marcos's camp insisted that the COMELEC has no power to review, amend, modify, or nullify any decision by the Court of Appeals, something the poll body is countering.
COMELEC can motu proprio disqualify anyone. It will come to its own decision whether or not something requires initiative on the part of the COMELEC. Otherwise, the proper way to do it is to filing a complaint. There's no automatic disqualification.
A preliminary conference meeting discussing the petitions to cancel Marcos's COC will take place on November 26. For News 5, Dale De Vera, We're One News.
Free housing, free COVID testing, and more cash aid. These are just some of the things the presidential candidates promised Filipinos in an economic forum featuring their plans for their first 100 days in office. However, Marcos Jr., who leads recent presidential polls, skipped the event. Mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez gives us the front seat to the story.
In the first 100 days in office, 5 of the candidates running for president next year have vowed to prioritize the economy, though their tactics differ. Senator Manny Pacquiao says he will create hundreds of thousands of jobs and give houses to the poor. But he didn't specify where he will get the budget for free housing.
Mag-focus tayo sa pagbalik ng normal na ekonomiya natin. Yung mga wala pong bahay, bibigyan po natin sila ng bahay.
Meanwhile, Senator Bongo says he will expand his Malasakit Center initiative, which helps poor patients with their medical bills.
There are now 149 and we will double it in my first 100 days. My goal is that every public hospital in the country will have a Malasakit Center.
But he also vowed to carry on with President Duterte's war on drugs.
You can expect the same strong stance in the government's fight against corruption, criminality, and drugs.
For his part, Senator Ping Lacson has promised to sign a bank secrecy waiver on day 1 of his presidency to signal a clean government. He also says he will work to provide free COVID-19 testing and treatment for everyone.
We will fully fund our existing gaps that will lead to the full implementation of the Universal Healthcare Act.
Vice President Leni Robredo took it one step further.
We'll set aside 216 billion pesos in the national budget for ayuda distribution to protect families from hunger and provide them with their basic needs without being forced to go to work.
Meanwhile, Manila Mayor Isko Moreno is pushing hard to cut taxes on oil and electricity. The DOF has warned that cutting excise taxes could affect next year's COVID-19 recovery measures.
It is true that this will be a loss of substantial enough revenues for our government. It will also alleviate the sufferings of our people.
The candidates spoke at a forum organized by the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, which former Senator Bongbong Marcos skipped. Mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez, We Are One News.
Some presidentiables continue to make rounds across the nation and to meet their supporters. Vice President Leni Robredo will be visiting the province of Quezon for the next 2 days. Robredo will meet her supporters in Sariaya and Lucena before visiting medical frontliners at St. Anne College. While Manila Mayor Isko Moreno will hold a dialogue with farmers in Laguna, and he'll also be attending the grand launching of Bilisquilos Laguna 4th District. A woman who claims to be the legal wife of senatorial aspirant Raffy Tulfo has filed a petition urging the COMELEC to cancel the former broadcaster's candidacy for the 2022 polls. COMELEC spokesperson James Jimenez says the petition was filed by a certain Julieta Pearson on October 25. Pearson claims there was misrepresentation in Tulfo's COC, pointing out that he's not legally married to Jocelyn Pua Tulfo, his declared wife in the certificate. The petitioner also noted the bigamy case against Tulfo in 2019, claiming that it's still being reviewed by the Justice Department. And back in 2019, Tulfo, through his radio show, said the bigamy case filed against him by Pearson was nothing but pure extortion. He, however, admitted that he fathered a child with Pearson, and he also claimed that the woman was able to marry a certain Arthur Joseph Pearson back in 1992 after declaring presumptive death of Tulfo.
Ang reason ng kanyang pagkikita sa akin upang humingi ng 25 million pesos. On top of that, gusto niya po ay yung kalahating buwan ng sweldo ko kada buwan, ibibigay ko po sa kanya. Tumanggi po ako. Then sabi niya, siya po'y mag-aalboroto at sisiraan niya po ako sa media kapag hindi po ako pumayag. At sinabihan ko siya, hindi ako mag-give in sa blackmail at extortion.
Wands out, Potterheads. It's time to return to the wizarding world as the cast of the Harry Potter series will reunite to relive their adventure. Nick Garcia with the story.
Bloody hell. The Harry Potter cast are reuniting for the first time in celebration of the 20th anniversary premiere of its maiden film in the hit series, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. The reunion special, Return to Hogwarts, will feature interviews, cast conversations, and an extensive behind-the-scenes look during filming. Headlining the reunion, the golden trio of Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson, as well as director Chris Columbus. Other alumni joining the special include Tom Felton, Ray Fiennes, and Helena Bonham Carter. Apparently, Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling would not join the special. J.K. has been criticized time and again for her transphobic remarks. Return to Hogwarts will premiere on HBO Max New Year's Day. Nick Garcia, We Are Win News.
And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.